Started his run out actually from his line pretty late, did Kasper Schmeichel.
Yato with the corner. Well, the Czechs really have made inroads this half. And it's all rather uncomfortable from a Danish point of view. So far. And well, that's going to be the end of that move. Callas trying to lend a bit of height. But this was Schmeichel.
Took a while to decide he's going to come off his line and fingertip this on the way to Kasper Schmeichel. Could quite easily just have landed on the head of Thomas Soucek.
And we're approaching the final quarter of an hour. Denmark, 237 minutes with the lead. That's the most of any side at Euro 2020.
Simon Kjær is struggling, the Danish captain. Instead of that shot that came, a cross shot that came from Jakob Jankto, travelled with such force, he wasn't able to really steady himself and get a firm connection behind the clearance. Ended up going behind the goal, but he may have done himself some damage. Well, his ankle just opened out. It'll be painful. He's probably feeling the ankle ligaments, quite sore at the moment.
Well, there's the overall equation for you. Delaney and Dolberg for Denmark. Schick putting one back for the Czech Republic after a whirlwind start to the second half from them. The Czechs, who have beaten Denmark twice before at the Euros, 2000 and again in 2004. And substitutions coming now for the Czech Republic. Eyebrows were raised when Vladimír Darida wasn't named in the starting 11, the captain of this squad. Matej Vidra has been limbering up as well. Well, they need a goal from one source or another. And that's a useful looking ball played in, but Christensen was able to solve the problem, and then the clearance from Vestergaard. Brought down by Braithwaite. There's a slip by Barak. It's Poulsen. He's always going to put in a shift.
Well, that's good play from Højbjerg.
Just a very calm component of this Danish side, Pierre-Emil Højbjerg. Back again with Schmeichel. Up goes Poulsen.
It had about a 10-minute period, didn't it, at the beginning of the second half there, of course, when the Czechs scored, and some moments afterwards where they actually started defending their own penalty area and trying to protect the goal, as opposed to being forceful and engaging with the Czech players man-to-man. Almost as if the finishing line was in sight, and we were about in minute 80 or 85. A long way from that. There's still quite a few moments before we get to that moment. And as I said, they've regained their composure and started to pass the ball a lot better.
Touch on by Schick, didn't quite work out for him. He had Soucek alongside there, Højbjerg.
Also, I think Schick is struggling with his movement as well, and saw him on his haunches about 10 or so minutes ago. I wonder if he's picked up a little injury.
Well, there's the shot from Poulsen, and a fine save by Vatsalik. Oh, that same confrontation.
That's a good hit. Difficult skill to keep that ball down. Pretty much a pass just coming from the same, right across his body. Good connection. And a good save.
Does look as though it was the right move at the right time by Kasper Hjulmand to bring on Yusuf Poulsen for Kasper Dolberg. Daniel Vess with the corner. Brabets got his head to it. That's not going to help the Danish cause. And now it will be substitution time, with both Darida and Vidra coming on. And that is indeed the end of the story tonight anyway for Patrick Schick. Well, he has made it 5 goals for him in this tournament. He's level with Ronaldo, he's level with Milan Baros in terms of the most goals in a single Euros tournament by a Czech player. On comes Matej Vidra, very experienced forward. Ševčík is the other man to go off, and it's Vladimir Darida on the pitch now. Darida of Hertha in the Bundesliga, teammate of our very own Sami Khedira this past season. Managed to stay up in the Oberhaus of German football. Now Jakto Souček. And it goes all the way out of play. That effort by Tomáš Souček. I think he wanted the corner, but it's a goal kick.
Off his own teammate, recently incoming Vladimir Darida. He's kept the armband, hasn't he, Tomáš Souček?
As we mentioned, usually it would be Darida. And the Danes are going to make changes as well here. Joachim Andersen and Mathias Jensen. Just confirming the Darida for Ševčík switch. Andreas Christensen bids goodbye. So on comes Andersen. Man who was at loan at Fulham from Olympique Lyonnais. Jensen at this stage as well, and that's it for the first goal scorer of the match, Thomas Delaney. Well, can Denmark see this out? Can they make it to Wembley? The feel-good story of this European Championship. The neutral's choice. Jensen, and immediately Paulsen, and that's a good-looking ball. Mæhle! Oh, he took on the shot himself and denied by Vatsalik. He had Braithwaite crying out for it to be played to him.
Oh, that was a match there, done and dusted. You can imagine if that ends up in the back of the net. Lovely move, nice little cushion pass from Jasper Paulsen. I think he's well within his rights to go for goal here. There's no obvious pass on here. That's probably actually going wide of the post, but Vatsalik is unaware. Good stop with his boot.
Jensen will be charged with the task of taking this. Björn Kuipers, so we haven't had to mention at all, really. Certainly not very much, just with a bit of sorting out to do. Jensen for Denmark, and Vatsalik reaching up there. And he had bodies around him.
I think they've got the corner. Does Vatsalik get a little fingertip touch onto this? Oh no, he misses that ball. They were certainly appealing for a corner, weren't they, the Danes?
Borgil is the Czech player on the ground. Just clambering off the pitch. Chance for a few of the others to grab a bit of liquid refreshment. In these difficult conditions, a humid night in Baku. There was a bit of confusion as to what exactly had been awarded. The Danes optimistically had it over near the corner flag. Just trying to get Borgil patched up meanwhile. And let's remind you that MLS action continues later today. The Columbus Crew opening the new stadium against the New England Revolution. Coverage beginning at 5 p.m. Eastern, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and on the ESPN app. Well, they just fell asleep for a moment. Kea, now was there a foul? That's the question that they're asking. Well, instead it's yellow for Kermenčík. It was Vidra who went to ground. Kermenčík getting right into the ear of the Dutch referee, Björn Kuipers.
Well, my first thought is that it was a foul. Yeah, he's been balked all right. They should have had a free kick, yeah. A little bit of a flick from the Danish captain. They're lucky they've got away with that one. And Kermenčík was absolutely incensed, wasn't he? But if you get into the face of the referee, and there's always a chance that you're going to be flashed a yellow card. Not too demonstrative, was it, from the the man with the whistle. Nice and clearly telling the player that I'm in charge.
Well, a tense finish to this one. Denmark with a slender lead. And they find the goal that might put it beyond the reach of the Czech Republic. It's Nørgaard who put in the challenge but couldn't come up with the ball. Barak. And now it's with Borgil. We've got two players wearing head bandages. Borgil and Czech.
That's a guilty smile, isn't it? From
it was, yeah. I think he knew what he had done.
A little bit surprised that Andreas Christensen was actually removed from proceedings a few moments ago. Joachim Andersen, I wouldn't say he's more accomplished in the air defensively. So he's probably a better passer, striker of the football. Maybe not a better goal scorer after Christensen's rocket in the third group stage game. And I would imagine that he is expecting an aerial onslaught. It's Kasper Hjulmand, so he wants fresher defenders to compete physically with the Czechs.
Ves was down, and here's the charge of the Czech cavalry. Ken Vidra going after it. He's playing up front beside Kermenchik. Now the card is out here. Björn Kuipers producing it and pointing in the direction of Kallas. Made it crystal clear, and it was Tomáš Kallas, and here's why, Evan.
Yeah, this time he did mean the challenge. And the ball has gone, comes through the legs of Nørgaard. That'll be painful. Thankfully, I think he took most of it on the thigh. And that ball could have bounced anywhere, couldn't it? Fiji was unlucky. Yeah, took it down pretty well, but Paulsen came across to do some stellar defensive work.
Well, it's been prose for the most part rather than poetry, but a thoroughly enthralling quarter-final. Unless the Czech Republic can come up with a goal, Denmark will move on. And what a story they have written already. Is it going to continue all the way to Wembley from Baku?
Well, you watch this Danish side over the course of the tournament, and you see there are no obvious weaknesses in their lineup. They were rattled, of course, when the Czechs came out to a real whirlwind start and got themselves back into the game with a Patrick Schick goal to make it 1-2. But once again, they've not been able to have the control of the football in the middle of the park to really set this defensive unit for Denmark onto the back foot for long enough periods. And so much is about ball control. Of course, yes, you need those finishing touches and qualities in the final third, and that's why they still are able to have this slender lead.
Here come the Czech Republic again. Borgil deciding to chip this one in. Czech. It was a test for Andersen, the substitute. Here's Ves, another of the players to have come on for Kasper Hjulmand. Time is tight here for the Czech Republic. There will be a fair chunk of added time. Barak. Now with Borgil. He's looking for Czech. Kerr managed to take care of his defensive responsibilities. Jankto hovering on the ball that time.
Going to be a lot of that. Jankto just going to try and swing that ball along with so far any opportunity they get.
So far lost custody of it. Paulsen went down off the ball. Denmark just very keen to protect it. Ves. Braithwaite managing to fend off Borgil. Højbjerg steering that one through. Down has gone Braithwaite. Nothing there, says Björn Kuipers. Braithwaite not getting any sympathy.
It was a bit of a touch. Yeah, I don't think he was expecting that coming and decided to throw himself to the ground. Karpis, I think, is too good a referee to be fooled that easily.
Well, we've seen plenty of late drama at Euro 2020. Is there going to be more? Do the Czech Republic have an equaliser in them? Borgil took a nick. Ves doing the defending against Vidra. Again with Borgil. Here's Yakto for Barak. Seen that move quite a few times from Antonin Barak. Mele gets in there just before Tsofal. And now Paulsen. Well, good idea from Yusuf Paulsen. He's trying to spring Jensen on the Czech Republic defence, and we are now right on 90 minutes. 6 additional minutes, minimum thereof. And that's going to seem like an eternity, I'm sure, for all Danish fans watching. Barak. Svidra for Souček.
Nothing scientific required from the Czechs at the moment. Get this ball as wide as you can, as often as possible, and swing it into the box.
And Tsofal as well, capable of doing that. And it comes this time. Ves got his head to it.
There's been very little through the middle of the park, haven't there? The Danes have been in charge as a midfield unit, so no surprise that you're going to try that more direct route, if you like.
Mele.
Just been a lack of freshness, hasn't it, about the Czechs, in particular in that opening 25-30 minutes when they went a goal behind. It wasn't the kind of response that we would have expected. And playing catch-up after a long season, lots of travel as well for these players. At the moment, it seems to be just that bridge too far.
And it has been a spirited second half showing by the Czech Republic. For Denmark now, the position they're in, possession 9/10 of the law. The burst by the Czechs again, and it's Vidra. Jensen trying to stay close to him. They no doubt will look to get it out towards Tsofal, given his ability to deliver. Well, repelling once again the determined Danes. Vestergaard. And 2 minutes now into added time. A minimum of 6 minutes promised. Forward by Kalas, looking for Kermenchik. And it's nothing if not tension-laden. Borgil wasn't necessarily favourite in the air. Kermenchik tried to swivel around. Well, it wasn't easy. Will they be able to carve out additional chances?
You're right, Derek, far from. Did well just to hold off the Danish defence and got the turn right, but a little bit anxious with the final piece of the jigsaw.
Paulsen didn't compete for it. He'll be happy enough. So far, getting head on ball. Denmark are almost in the last 4. And it's undeniable. Shades of 1992. The unfancied Danes then weren't supposed to be in the tournament. Only got in at the last minute because Yugoslavia had to withdraw. Here's Braithwaite. And Ves.
Thought about the shot.
Yeah, he did consider it. It's headed away by Brabets. Heibier, no mystery. Happy to let it run out, and now conducting the Danish orchestra.
Well, not quite as good as a goal, but it's going to waste another 25-30 seconds maybe. And just able to keep this ball in the corner.
Well, they are all very much in tune with the fans, these Danish players. Barak. And they need to get bodies back, Denmark, that they know. Borgil. Barak. Pushing it through. Anderson doing the covering up against Darida. And now Jensen. He's not going to be too ambitious initially.
Well, that's a poor ball.
Certainly was. Bradets with Paulsen.
And to make sure that pass is on the money. If not, just slide it down the line towards the corner flag. Eat up a few more seconds. Well, he's got fresh legs, so he's got to get back and help out his teammates defensively.
Yakto. We've almost had 5 additional minutes. So foul. And Kjær. Commanding header by the Danish captain, Simon Kjær.
Too deep. Got to get themselves out the box.
Borgil. And it's Kjær once again. Oh, it was worth taking on the shot. But wide it went. Just fell for Barak.
Well, it's a decent hit. I mean, his tired legs towards the end of the game. Yeah, it doesn't really move on to it. It's a big swing. Not a bad connection at all. If that's on target, that takes a deflection, and Schmeichel could so easily be beaten. Well, looks like that's it, Derek. Last moment for the Czechs to really give us that grandstand finish.
Well, it has been a wave of emotion enveloping this Danish team since the happenings of 3 weeks ago in Copenhagen.
Well, a word for the Czechs. They've been outstanding in this tournament, but their race is run.
The Danish dream goes on. And when you possess such a unity of purpose, who's going to get in the way? Denmark are through to the last 4. It's London calling for the Danes. The Czechs, despite a valiant effort, bow out. Well, in the end, they had just a little bit too much for their opponents. The Czech Republic, you can see, looking at their players, just how disappointed they are. Well, our moment of the match. And this ball played in by Mæhle, finished off by Dolberg. It made it 2-0. Our moment of the match brought to you by PNC Bank.
Yeah, super delivery from Mæhle. Absolutely delicious ball, just waiting to be tucked in. And it was, and that was the breathing space that they needed.
The scenes of joy in Copenhagen, as well as here in Baku. Well, we always suspected, Efan, this would be close, and it certainly was.
It was, yeah. I think two pretty well matched sides physically. I can't say there was any advantage with regards to the temperature, the humidity today. As I thought, as proceedings started, that the Danes, with that superior ability to keep the ball out, there was always a chance that if they got themselves into the lead, that they would be able to maybe take the sting out of the Czech Republic side. That response never came, as I thought it would do in the first half. The second goal was a really hammer blow for them, too difficult to come back from, and in truth, never really looked like scoring towards the end of the game. Fantastic achievement for the Danes to get to the last 4.
Efan, thank you for your company tonight and throughout the tournament. Denmark will face the winners of England against Ukraine, and that's on ABC. Our build-up to that game, and then commentary from Ian Darke and Stuart Robson in Rome. Well, disappointment for the Czech Republic, but I think it's fitting on this night to quote a certain Hans Christian Andersen, sentiments that'll be echoed by every Dane. Life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. From me, Derek Ray, until next time, goodbye.
All right, guys.